Look at these brows. I just got them done. I just got them tinted and laminated, and she's got a conditioner on them. So they're like, oh, no. Don't worry. Everything's going to be okay. Everyone's like, nobody cares, Kaitlyn. Also, I switched things up today. I'm doing a gin martini. I feel chic as, except it's still light out and something feels wrong about that. And usually I do a martini with olives, but my olives had mold on them. You guys, I have a confession. I mean, you might have seen it on my Instagram, but I was reading the wrong book for book club. I had downloaded on my Kindle The First Lie Wins. I'm in the middle of it right now. I had to obviously stop and switch gears. But I had downloaded on my Kindle, and for some reason, I'm like, oh, I downloaded on my Kindle. That must be the book we're reading, knowing that it was The Last Patient. No, The Last Patient. Not the First Lie Wins, The Silent Patient. What is wrong with me? And so I literally, how long do you think I was reading for today? I think I read for 3 hours. Longer?
More.
4.
Yeah.
I read for 4 hours today to finish this book. So that really shows my commitment to the club. Could have just canceled like Michael. Just kidding. I won't give him a hard time, because what if he watches this on Alex? His last name looks like Michael. I swear to God, my brain is fried from reading. This is my very first martini. And oh, you guys want to see the photo I did? Because when I don't do a curl in my hair, I feel like I look like Lord Farquaad. And so look what I did. I know everybody's on the edge of their seat. Yeah. Especially with the eyebrows. Oh, especially with the eyebrows. Look at his hairy chest. What is happening here? Anyways, that's how I feel like when I don't when I don't curl my hair. So because Alex is not here, I thought we could just have more of an interactive little book hangout between all of us. So yes, we are definitely picking a new one tonight. Okay, wait, so you're planning on reading it next week. We have one for the next book club. We'll tell you at the end. Ooh, the suspense. So, okay, I thought we could maybe just all chat about it together, and because I have questions for you guys. That was a bonkers bananas book. Have you guys ever seen the movie Shutter Island with Leonardo DiCaprio? Okay, you have to watch it. Actually, I'm not going to tell you anything now because it's not the same as the book. So I didn't spoil anything. And then we'll talk about that later. Go watch Shutter Island. Incredible movie. Not saying anymore. Also, if you haven't just watched it in a minute, you should again. Shutter Island is one of those movies where every time I watch it, I'm like, holy shit, it's so good. Let me bring up my questions. Okay, first of all, thumbs up or thumbs down if you liked the book or you did not like the book. Okay, we got mediums, we got ups. Okay, that's so funny. I love how different we all are, because I was like, but I'm a freak for like a good twist and turn. I did find it a bit hard to get into, or I was like, where are they going with this, or what's going to happen? So I understand this because it wasn't until the end where you're like, oh, okay. So I get that. But okay, so we got that. Let me ask you another question. Okay, so there's 2 storylines. Theo's work with, okay, did you also know it's Alicia, not Alicia? Yeah. I only know that because while I was getting my brows done, I had to download the audio part, so I was catching up at all times. And he said Alicia, and I also never knew how to pronounce the guy who owned the.
Oh, Jean.
Nope, not that guy. You guys know who I'm talking about. It starts with a D. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it rhymes with like diabetes. It's like Diomedes or something.
Yeah.
Diomedes.
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyways, every time I read it, I just started calling him Mr. D because I was like, I can't freaking figure this out. Okay. So anyways, 2 storylines. Theo's work with Alicia and the other about Theo's wife's affair. So did you suspect that these 2 storylines would eventually come together, or were you surprised when it did? Nobody was. Oh, you were surprised. Okay, I'm going to bring somebody on. Who wants to shocked? Shannon, do you want to come on or no? Yeah, that's what Megan, I said the same thing. I was like, it has to come together because he keeps bringing up Kathy and then not doing anything about it.
I read it a couple weeks ago, so my memory's like foggy, but I feel like at some point, maybe it was when he saw her in the park, when she saw him in the park, I started to put together the storylines, but then there's still the other twist about what really ends up happening. So I was still shocked in the end, but I started to like pick up on it.
Yeah, same. Like there was a point where I was like, okay, Kathy has to have something, this affair has to have something to do with the plot twist or something that's going to come together with it. Just because when there's two like drastically different storylines going on, I feel like eventually they have to come together. And then when you read thrillers like this, do you like to like wait and find the surprise, or are you sitting there trying to piece it together and be like, I know it's going to happen, and like try and figure it out on your own? Because me the whole time I was like, I know exactly what's going to happen, and I was completely wrong. What did you think was going to happen?
So like I think what the reason why I was kind of like this is because he goes back to so many different people in her life, and her husband's brother, her cousin,
Right.
neighbor. So the whole time, like I was just trying to piece together, what did Barbie have to do with this, or what did Max have to do with this, or even Tanya, Max's fiance, something of that nature.
Oh, yeah.
It was just hard to piece together. But then when the twist actually happened, I looked at my boyfriend and I was like, that just happened.
Now I want to go back and reread a bunch of things because I'm like, I was probably looking past so much, but that's kind of how if you do end up reading First Lie Wins, that's kind of how it is there. Like I'm like in the middle of it and it's taking me a while to get into it just because I'm like, there's so many different things happening, but I know it's all going to come together. But yeah, I do the same thing. I start to have my theories, and then yeah, because you're involving every character. You're like, well, why else would they be writing about it? Did you guys suspect that Alicia was the killer all along, or did you think she was framed for a while there? Because I thought it was interesting he started the book with saying like that she pulled the trigger. So the whole time that you were reading the book, were you like, she did it? Or were you like, there's no way there's going to be like the why and we'll find out that she's innocent? I honestly had no expectations about Alicia. Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was going to be someone with schizophrenia and multiple personalities. Hold on. Megan said, I thought that she was a side character for so long. Isn't that interesting how all of our brains do different things when we read? I also wanted a little more Kathy. Like, I was like, what is Kathy thinking during all this? Is she like busted, or is she like, what did she think when he actually got caught at the end? Like, what did Kathy think? Did she know he did it or set it all up? Or was she going to come out of the tub and be like, where's dinner? What?
Yeah.
I think it would be wild to see Kathy's point of view for another book. Yes. Okay. I was reading. Did you guys see at the end of the book, he answered some questions, and it actually said right before I came out, it was like, oh, reading group discussion questions. And I was like, well, that could have been convenient to have before. Maggie and I did all this work. We never enter Kathy's mind in the book. Is the reader meant to have any sympathy for her? So he said, a couple of people have said to me that they would have liked to have an access to Kathy's point of view and seen the story through her eyes as well. That's the one area I felt I could have explored more, and I toyed with the idea of giving her more of a voice, but ultimately I decided against it. It's not really her story, and strain from Alicia and Theo would have weakened it, I felt. And I tried to give glimpses into Kathy's mind through Theo's description of her. So there is an irony that she becomes a silent presence at the end of the book in a way that it is if she and Alicia had swapped places. I don't believe she has any inkling of the truth until the very end of the book, where the story just ends before she finds out. So I thought that was interesting. I like that he did that in the back of the book, because there were questions and I was like, oh, there's answers. Yeah. And then I wanted to know, do you like a book with an unreliable narrator? That was a question Maggie and I had. I was not a fan of this guy the whole time. I found him a little annoying. The narrator. Yeah. Okay, the ending. Were you surprised? Did you think Theo was going to get away with murdering her? Because when she started writing that diary entry, I was like, oh, he's busted. But were you guys surprised that he got caught at the end? And would you want a book number 2 where we see like the next part of it? Or do you like ending it on like, because sometimes people don't like a 2-parter. They're like, okay, I get to make my own conclusions and we don't know, but like clearly this happens. And then part 2 seems more boring compared, but I don't know. I like to know what you guys think. Krista said, I think she was a lot smarter than he thought. Yeah, 100%. How do you stay silent for that long though? My question is, I could never. Yeah, same, Christina. As soon as she wrote the diary, I was like, row. Yeah. I don't think this needs a book 2. Yeah. I overall enjoyed it though. I really did, because I know I enjoy a book if I yell, what the f? And I did that. I want to know if you guys have any. I always ask this question, obviously, to the author, but I thought maybe you guys would have thought about it, or maybe you picture someone in your brain when you're reading. But did you guys have any like celebrities that you were picturing when you were picturing like Theo or Alicia or Mr. D? You know who I pictured for Mr. D? I don't know if you'll even know who this is. Who's the main character for this? Is so I'm definitely aging myself. Rodney Dangerfield. Thank you, Desiree. Rodney Dangerfield. That is who I picture as Mr. D. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. That's a terrible photo of him. That's like him, like that guy. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so old. It's a black and white photo. Yeah, that guy. Nicole Kidman as Alicia. Good one. Really good one. And then Theo, I just picture Theo James because I picture him at all times of the day. Anytime I can picture him in anything, I picture him doing anything. So Theo for Theo. Oh, Anna Kendrick as Alicia. Okay. Okay. And then what about Lydia Rose, the mean old angry aunt? That mean old angry aunt. Ooh, Timothy. How do you say his last name?
Oh, Chalamet.
Yeah, that's a good one. Kathy Bates. Yes, that is a really good one. I want to know if you guys think that Theo actually wanted Alicia. Like, was he romantically in love with her, or was he just wanting to cover his tracks all along? I think he had a little crush on her. I think because he was like, but he had like a victim crush on her. Like the same thing was happening. Yeah. Oh, weird. Okay, let's share his video for the questions that we asked him. And then if you guys want to jump on and say something, then we'll take in questions. Okay.
Hey, hello guys. I'm Alex. I'm really sorry that I can't be with you all today, but the time difference makes it kind of impossible, I'm afraid. But I just wanted to say a very quick hello. Thank you for choosing the book, and I hope you've all had a really good discussion. I'm going to answer some questions. I hope I get the answers right. Okay, first one. What's your inspiration for the book? You know, I always think about writing as a kind of collision of ideas. And so for me, it was kind of three things, really. It was, excuse me, it was the myth of Alcestis, which I first discovered at school, about the character who dies to save her husband and then is reunited with him. And she won't speak. And that silence kind of haunted me for years because I wanted to know why. The second inspiration was always wanting to write a detective story, ever since I discovered Agatha Christie, but not knowing much about detectives. And then the third was when I was working at a psychiatric unit for teenagers, and I suddenly was walking along the corridors one day, and I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to update the story of Alcestis, set it in a psychiatric unit, and instead of a detective investigating the crime, because I know nothing about detectives, I thought, how about a psychotherapist? Because I knew a little bit about them. So it was those kind of three things that gave birth to the idea, I suppose. Okay, second question. Did we miss any indication that Kathy's affair and Theo's time at the Grove happened in two separate timelines, like any clues? You know what, I was convinced when I was writing the book that everybody would guess that straight away. So I was quite nervous about it, and I did my best to conceal it as best I could. I suppose the biggest clue really is a kind of absence of a clue, because the absence is the fact that they're taking place in a heat wave and the dead of winter, respectively. And so in the Kathy sections, I was very careful never to have any mention of the weather. And as the rest of the book is full of sunshine in the diary sections and winter in Theo's sections, I think the absence there is quite noticeable. It worried me anyway. Question 3. Did you know how the book was going to end when you started writing it? Yes, I did. I was walking on Hampstead Heath, where I lived, and I suddenly had this moment of clarity about the end, just as I was thinking about the beginning of the book. And I sat down on a bench and I wrote the notes down on my phone, which I still have. And although the names and details changed, the whole thing stayed the same. It was a beautiful moment of inspiration, which sadly has never been repeated. Okay, question 4. If you could cast any actors for the characters in the book, who would you choose? It's really tricky because I don't want to say any names, because hopefully the film is going to happen sometime soon. If I was going to cast someone who wasn't alive, maybe Barbara Stanwyck as Alicia, and as Theo, someone like Montgomery Clift would be amazing. Sorry, it's not a very good answer. Okay, number 5. Have you ever had anyone actually create one of Alicia's paintings for you? Frequently. I just came back from a tour in the US, and I've now been doing events in Europe. And a lot of people, a lot of talented artists bring me their renderings of Alicia and their paintings that she did.
Cool.
I suppose the most surreal was a person who messaged me on Instagram, having had Alicia painting at an easel tattooed on her arm, which is pretty intense. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Sorry I can't be there again. And yeah, have a great discussion. Cheers.
I'm almost glad he couldn't be here. I would have been flustered. Oh my gosh, you guys, he was so cute. I'm Googling him immediately. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, I found him. Oh, he was on Jimmy Kimmel, or his book was. Let's see if there's a ring. No ring, guys. No ring. Okay. Okay, Kaitlyn, this is not time for you to creep on people in front of everyone else. Okay. Yeah, but he travels too much. I don't want someone who's in Europe. I do want someone with an accent. That was kind of cute. I'm like, do you guys have anything to say? I'm gonna go slide into his DMs now. Hey, thank you so much for being part of our book club. I too have a painting of you on my boob. Just kidding. Oh, I always say the weirdest things. Do you guys have anything else you want to jump on? You want to talk? You want to talk about something else? It's a small group. We can just open this up. Next book, right? Okay. Hannah Brown. We're going to support our girl, and we are going to read Mistakes We Never Made, a novel, which I don't know if she said this on her social media. I do follow her, but I didn't catch it on her social media. But she told me it could have some truth behind it for some of the characters. And that got me hyped. Because if there's a thirsty Tyler Cameron in here, I am curious to see what she's going to say about that one. I'm so excited. It comes out when? May 7th. Okay, Tuesday, May 7th. I love supporting other, female writers, cool, but Bachelorette alum doing cool things. I'm obsessed. Hannah's going to come on the book club. She already said she's going to, maybe we'll have her over to the house. We'll do another one of these. Yeah, wouldn't that be cute? We'll get all like cuddly on the couch and make a cheese board and have a glass of wine or something and talk about her book. And she's always like an open book and likes to tell things. I love her so much. I think she's just an absolute doll. So, okay, so everybody order her book because that is the book we're going to be reading. I'm so excited. I think it's so cool that this is her second book and that it's a fiction. I love that. So let's do that. And yes, the next Zoom is going to be absolutely lit with Hannah, Maggie, and KB, says Desiree. Okay, so I think that'll be so great. I'm actually going to start reading it. Maggie saw me today. I had it on audiobook on 2 times the speed and doing this, following along. Also, in terms like therapy, music, relationship entirely depend on your teacher you choose. I was doing that the whole time, but I did it. It was perfect, the timing. Yeah. And then I got to come on here all fresh for you. Okay, so somebody asked if who is that? You guys are talking. Oh, Desiree. Will any of the podcast tours be posted as episodes? Absolutely not. Those were private shows, and nope. It was kind of my thing where I'm like, I want it to be very intimate and people get some information and some things there, and I don't want to air it. It was just my safe little space, kind of like I do in these book clubs, like I do in the wine meetings, like I do in the live podcasts. So hopefully I come to a city near you soon. Desiree, were you just holding up a picture of your dog? Shut the front door. Look at that. I'm obsessed.
My husband had this done for me on our anniversary a couple years ago. This is my Chihuahua. She has since passed 2 years ago. But this is my weenie dog. And
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay. Where did he get that done? Can you send me a link? I'm doing it immediately.
I'll have to find it. It was some Instagram ad he got influenced by, and there we have it. Yeah.
I mean, I get influenced by the worst things. Why does that never come up on my Instagram?
No,
I've done that in a heartbeat.
It's amazing. It makes me a little sad when I look at it sometimes because I'm
yeah. That's my toxic trait, is acting like my dog's already gone and crying when he's right in front of me, and I can't.
I did it yesterday.
I believe you. I absolutely
Yeah.
believe you. When I was getting my brows done today, she started tearing up and getting emotional. Her dog's 4 because we were talking about it. And I'm like, I love when I meet people like that because I'm like, I get it. I freaking get it. And I'm so sorry, Desiree. And
Oh,
oh
it's
my
crown
gosh,
and paw.
crown and paw.
Crown and paw. I'll put it in the chat.
Ordering immediately. They're like in royalty like suits.
Yeah, you can upload. I wish you would have picked better photos, but you know, men.
I
So-
kind of disagree. I think those couldn't be better. Crown paw.
Crown and paw.
The general. Oh, let me see. Ramen already is royal. He literally knows when you're taking his picture and he like goes like this.
That's
And
how
he
my
knows-
chihuahua was. It was perfect.
That is amazing. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I just saw that. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing with the class. Okay, what else, you guys? Anything else before we wrap up this book club? Christina, yes? Do you have something you want to share?
You signed my book in Kansas City.
Wait, yes. Oh my gosh. Wait, I was looking at that in the corner. I was like, who scribbled on that book? Oh my gosh. Yes. I do remember
You
that.
signed the front, and then on the inside you wrote, "Oops, I signed the front."
Yes, because it was Maggie. Maggie was like, don't sign the front. And I went, oopsies. And oh, yeah. Wait,
I
wasn't
love
that
it.
a fun
I
show?
like that you signed the front personally, because then it's like I can display it.
Thank you for saying that, but I feel like a dick signing the front of the book. Like that's now, especially seeing Alex, I'm like, no, that's his book. But somebody came to Target and made me sign the cover of their Taylor Swift album. And I was like, I don't know about that on Queen Taylor's record on her album. Like KB, no. But I did it. So I did it anyways. Okay, you guys, anything else? I'll take
Do we know when we'll see Hannah? Like, how long do we have to read this book?
Ooh, good question. I would say, so the book comes out May 7th. So let's say like first week of June, maybe? Yeah, beginning of June, I would say. Okay, how am I feeling? Pretty good actually today. Pretty good today. I've had a good day. I got up, I worked out, I got my brows done. I read a lot of the book, which was very distracting, and reading helps my anxiety, and I kind of needed that today. How was my trip to see my mom? It was amazing. I'm really proud of her. I should have podcasted with her, but to be honest, I really needed time off. I just really needed 4 days to like be present. I didn't even actually, if you follow me, I usually do so much like content with my mom because she's so funny, but we really were just present and played a lot of cards. And she's like not really drinking that much because she's lost 30 pounds because she's trying to, she's 71. So she was like, she didn't stop drinking completely, but she's cut out a lot of wine and she walks 10,000 steps every day. She's going to therapy. She just was like glowing when I saw her, and it was really nice to just be present with her. So, oh yes, you guys, charity. Okay. I didn't know which charity to pick. Like obviously something around mental health. Do you guys have any ideas like for a charity to pick for this to be donated to? Oh, Noah Khan's charity. What about, I have an idea. For this, whatever we raised, we'll donate to Noah Khan's and then I'll match it for Rare Beauty. Okay, that's what I'll do. I think that's a really good idea. Oh, so Mental Health Month is May? I should know that. For somebody that, oh wow, okay. I love that. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll donate these proceeds to the Noah Khan Foundation, what's it called? Busy Head, and then I'll match it for Rare Beauty. Oh, okay, that's cool. Cool. Okay, before we go, glass of wine / cocktail on me if you want to come out next Wednesday night in Nashville. I'll be there with my niece for a girls trip. Desiree, oh, amazing. I would come meet you for a drink if I could, but I will be in New York podcasting. I'm also grateful for this little club. This is so fun. I love little intimate things like where it's like people that I just love and trust. So thank you for being a part of this. And Hannah's book next. And everybody go send her a little message and say congrats on the book and that we're doing it for next book club and that you're excited to see her. And then I'll keep you guys posted on the donations and we'll keep posting on Off the Vine. Thank you, Maggie, for all your help today. And thank you guys. I hope you had a good hot girl walk. And Desiree, have so much fun in Nashville. And Shannon, thank you for inspiring the backdrops. And Krista, thanks for coming on and chatting. Sarah, thank you for having a great bun. Look at her little bun on top of her head. It's so good. Desiree, thanks for being from Saskatoon. Love a fellow Canadian. Christina, I'm glad that I signed the front of your book. And nobody else wanted to show their face today. So that's cool. Did I miss anyone? Okay. I love you guys. I'm so bad at goodbyes. Let's go Oilers. And I'll see you guys on probably my Instagram. Okay. Thanks for accepting my eyebrows. Bye.
I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. I'll see you next Tuesday. See you next